with Ronnie Saha, my childhood friend, brilliant student, had a rock band, went to King's College London to pursue his postmasters in applied electronics, digital signals processing, something that was always above my head, although I was in electronics and communication. We exchanged a lot of notes, although most of them were one way. He has been that model student, however, not in that typical geeky, studious kind of a way. He has this amazing ability to gather his thoughts around curricular and extracurricular, pursue music, and beautifully merged his professional knowledge of digital signals processing to bring it into audio music production and equipments to help actual musicians. So that's a beautiful part of the story. We are waiting to hear from him, and he's had a band in London, in Karnataka, and we had a couple of chance encounters where we performed impromptu, and of course there were those backstage within the flat crazy jam sessions. So we had a lot of things in common, as you can imagine, growing up together. He's a very loved guy within all my friends and parents and family, and everybody who's come to know Ronnie love him. It's that quality, and he's got this ability to, which is always amazing to me, to organize his thoughts around the thing he loves and just go deep. Okay, so connection was a little bit sketchy on his end. We were not getting audio on the last try, but hopefully, all right. I see Ronnie waving. Hopefully we'll have better luck.
Hello?
Hey, Ronnie.
Can you hear me now? My voice is going through?
I'm not getting your audio.
You're not getting my audio?
Can you hear my audio? Should I take this
Yeah,
off?
I can hear your audio. Yeah, I
You
can.
can? No?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear your audio. Yes,
So
yes.
Okay, you
Hello?
can hear me, but
Can you hear me?
okay, let me try. I can't.
Just see your mixer.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're on Wi-Fi, maybe you'd like to change it to personal 4G.
Sorry.
Let me try open that. Hey, yeah, you know what it was, Ronnie?
Yeah, what it
You
was?
would smash me.
It was a mixer, right? Yeah. See?
There's no mixer. It was just one thing. It was just going in.
Yeah, that's it. Technically,
right.
Yeah, things happen. Yeah, things happen when audio engineers are around.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah,
I
yes.
tried to over sophisticate things. Not a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Good, man.
Keeping it simple every time it helps. Good to see you as well. Shubho Vijaya. Yeah. Yes.
Before this, gave us some warm up.
Yeah. Yes.
How have you been, man?
Yeah, I've been actually good. Provided the whole situation around, given the CC virus thing. But having said that, yeah, I mean, either you can sit back and crib about it, or you can really make some difference about yourself or people, and also people around during this, kind of tried times. So what I did was to do some my own few projects and all during lockdown times when my factory was closed and nothing was really happening. Yeah. So I had to basically I had few projects on my own. Few of my work projects was also there. So, and I also learned some new skills as well, like programming skills, especially since I have to nowadays have to write a lot of software, like on PC side, to communicate with devices. So I had to also kind of learn those things. So that was a new thing. So, and also cooking, the new thing during lockdown.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah, I know we all love food being Bengali guys, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, see, the main urge of cooking, right? It happened as such. As a Bengal, I mean, like, I love, having caves, Kentucky Fried Chickens and all these things. So I mean, like, whatever it is. So as usual during lockdowns and due to C virus thing, there is no way we're gonna get food from outside. Yeah, so everything has to be homemade. So yeah, I mean, that actually kind of forced me
being
to
the Puritan. That's great.
Yes. I mean, circumstances has forced me to kind of, survival strategies. So yeah, come up with new survival strategies. So that way. So I've picked up few new skills, and yeah.
Have you?
Sorry?
You've never cooked in Tumkur in your flat?
No, I used to. No. It won't be totally untrue. No, I have never ever cooked in my college, in my engineering life. But having said that, when I was working in Trivandrum for this German company, when I used to stay alone. I used to have my own place. Actually, I used to have a house of my own, and I used to stay alone over there. And so yeah, so I had to cook at that point of time. So I used to cook rice, and generally, I mean, like what a Bengali boys eats. So that's what I used to cook. And yeah, so that was the only time. I mean, like only few years, I guess, 1.5 year, I kind of cook myself. I used to eat. I mean, so whatever I used to cook, I had to eat myself. Yeah. So yeah, so this is yeah, exactly. So how have you been? Just tell me, share some. Like lockdown was treating you well.
Lockdown has had different effects on me. Honestly, I've not been the Puritan. I've not been. The only project that I've been working on is this. Trying to document some interesting conversations between people that I appreciate and love.
I've been happy to hear that. Yes. I've been seeing your photographs as well. Photographs of beautiful skies.
Oh yes, we've never seen that in Kolkata.
No. It's never. Maybe when we were kids, once in a while during during this time, during puja, when the sky used to clear up. But after that, it was after a long time, after a long period of time, we were kind of having such an experience. Yeah, it was great to see. I mean, it was great to experience again, kind of, I mean, like clear. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, so it's all mixed. I mean, like, if the feeling is mixed everywhere, but
I mean, the best time about lockdown is the terrace time.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, so it's all mixed. So I mean, like life must go on, and we have to also kind of work our way out through this. So it is what it is. So you cannot really do anything about it. And we really can't do it. Yeah. So apart from making differences and helping some people out in this issue, like in these tired times. So yeah, having said that, I mean, like, kind of, so that is all about. I mean, like, given past 3-4 months, that's what have been going on with us, and now slowly things are picking up again. We have started production as well. Factories is running on the way. Kind of all the pending orders we have to kind of clear it up now. So whatever it was, so now we're going. Also, we are right now making into new things, into new kind of. I mean, like, kind of, it's all tied up, right, with the pre-COVID times and everything. So we are, as in like a project, as in like kind of from my professional point of view, we were looking for some really exciting moments, looking forward to some exciting moments in 2020. But it's bad luck that things didn't happen as it was planned. But it would have been a great news for everybody, for as in like for all Indians, as to be it would have certainly made few Indians proud, the things we could have done this year if the C virus didn't. Yeah. So because the thing is, So because we were planning to, we actually have already progressed a lot. I mean, we were just on the kind of like finalizing the whole thing. So we were about to ship electronic devices from India to China. So it's so that's so we actually, our products also already been tested in China and everything. They were approved, and they were just waiting. We were just waiting for the final orders and everything. So the final first prototype batch. So but it's still on track. I mean, we're still on track. So we are looking. So that's what we were kind of looking into, given the situation.
I can definitely think about a breakout.
Yeah, we were just trying to break the whole notion of. The whole notion of only China can do the electronics. There is a really misconception about the whole thing about China. I mean, the manufacturing thing, and also kind of electronics from China, they can only do. I mean, like there's a misconception generally that Chinese products can only kind of give you that kind of electronics features which other devices can't, or other other nations cannot make. But that's not the case, because China is basically a manufacturing hub. The technology pours in from all over the world, from Europe, from US, from everywhere. And so what we are doing is basically it's technology, but plus we are manufacturing the same thing in India as well. And so that's why we could put in some more features and some new technologies as well, which was really attractive for them, for their purposes. So so that was we were looking forward to. So I mean, like, hello. 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 Yeah. But your video is taking some time, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Let's get on with it. Yeah. I can. It's good. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, yeah. Good, good. Tell me, tell me. Yeah. The connection. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully, hopefully, but it doesn't look right as of now. Still, it's yeah, yeah. Thanks. I mean, like, hmm.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah. Tell me. Everything was buffering. Everything was now. It's way better. You know, way better. You're outside, I guess.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. But now it's
Yes,
way
I've stepped
better.
outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
way
for
better.
you outside, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry about
That's way better.
the disconnect.
No issues. No
Yeah.
problem.
Let's
Yeah. That's way
continue
better.
from where we were.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
let's
Yeah.
continue from where we were. Take us. I mean, see, you were one of the kindred souls about IT and science and everything that you. So I always sense this sense of wonder, about
Hmm.
anything, be it
Like, why this guy is so crazy
the
about all
entrance.
these things?
No, I mean, I'll tell you what. Even the entrance exam sort of tests that you took,
Yeah.
and the I don't know if you ever subscribe to brilliant tutorials or stuff like that, but
No, only for
whatever
young
thing it
gen.
was,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell me, go on, go
only
on, go
for.
on. Oh, like only
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did
yeah.
only
You
the
always,
yeah the young genius, yeah, young genius thing
yeah,
for one.
you had a very different, authentic, straightforward, clear-minded approach, which I
Yeah,
always appreciated about
yeah,
your whatever, be it science or areas of your interest, which kept
mm,
going strong, and you ended up in Tumkur, in your college SIT, one of the
yeah,
premier engineering colleges in
mm,
our country,
mm,
and from there you pursued studies. You never appeared to be taking studies seriously, though.
no,
It was just going along, going with the flow.
yeah,
Okay, हाँ चल रहा
mm,
है. I mean, yeah, everything else is happening, studies are also happening, but your
yeah,
results always spoke differently. And
yeah,
then
mm,
take us along that journey, and then you did the big leap to the college in London, King's College London.
yeah.
Take us through that journey, and yeah, what was guiding you with that all that mental
Yeah,
clarity?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I mean, it was very. I mean, to me also, when I think back, it's also very surprising to me. So, how it started basically. The thing is, you 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 have to understand. Like, in order to love something, I mean, when you do something very seamlessly, that means you love it, and you also understand it well, and also you have some kind of knowledge or grasp or whatever it is. I mean, like, you know what you want basically, right? So what
Yeah,
happened was, initially I was never inclined to science at that much when I was in standard 6, way back in school, when we just started science, learning science. Maybe standard 7, standard 8, I was not really into science. I was, to be honest, I mean, it was very scary for me, even for my parents. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he not studying? So anyway, so I remember this clearly, very clearly. So I was having trouble with my mathematics, understanding of some Pythagoras theorem. That's the Pythagoras theorem: a square plus b square is equal to c square. So yeah, so that's how it is. So I was having trouble understanding why the hell am I learning all these equations? You know, like why the hell, like a squared plus b squared? Why? I mean, like there should be a reason, right? There should be some kind of application. I mean, what I'm going to do with these things after learning?
Correct.
Like I used to always, I don't know, somehow this is my intuition. I used to always come up with these questions. You know, what I'm going to do with this thing, with this formula? What I'm going to do? So yeah, so I was having trouble. Everybody, I mean, my teacher and everybody's upset. So my dad comes in to help. So my dad comes in and he kind of wrote down the formula, and he was also a student of mathematics. Okay, so he wrote down the formula. So he told me, he sat me down and told me, see, when I was building my new factory, there was these two masons working in, and there was this perpendicular section of our compound which was need to be joined to another part of this compound. So they were not able to figure out like how long the wood or the distance should be. So they were throwing stones in the dark without knowing how to do that. So I just kind of came up, they told me the problem. I just came up to the solution and just saw that there was a perpendicular line, there is a baseline, and I knew that I have to apply Pythagoras theorem in order to join the other two sides. And that's how I came up with the solution, and they were amazed to see, you know, I'm not a mason, but I was able to solve their problem. So that's what triggered my notion that's fine. So there is definitely a real life, you know, application to these things.
Give you a reason. Yeah.
Exactly. And then slowly, what happened, like the moment we got into higher studies, like say when we started learning calculus, integration and everything, luckily I had a teacher who also taught me what it was and why we were doing all these things. Okay.
Why?
And why we are doing this and what's the application and where it's been applied. Luckily, that's pure luck, I guess. I mean, to be honest, I mean, we really rarely come across teachers who really kind of understands the subject. I mean, that is another point I would be coming in later. I mean, that also I felt while I was doing my engineering as well as masters in London, in King's College as well. So these are the really rare instances where we come across teachers who really opens up your concepts and everything. I guess you remember we used to go to this chemistry class, right? In our class.
Oh,
too. Yes. You remember this guy he was so enthusiastic about all the equations and how easily he used to, you know, explain us inorganic chemistry and everything.
Yeah.
So these are the guys.
I remember this Fandu guy joined though.
Yes.
My imagination.
Yes.
Be him. Yeah.
Janto. Used to call him Janto.
Yeah, Janto. right. I just suddenly remember. Yeah. Oh, that gentleman. Yeah, he poured such a lot of enthusiasm and passion in organic chemistry. And
exactly.
He would have those models on his table. Remember?
Exactly.
Models of molecules on his table. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, like, so this is how I really got, you know, kind of a hang of it. So I mean, like, so that's how I got interest, and that interest actually kept me going. I mean, it actually later on reflected in my programming as well, because I was an avid computer programmer when I was in class standard 8 or something like that. I mean, from that point onwards, it was way back. I mean, I've been doing programming for so long I can't remember because I started with QBasic. And what I used to do is I used to employ all what I used to learn in my classes or in my mathematics, physics, whatever it is, into game programming. Because I used to make games. Yeah, I used to make games using projectile motion equations. I used to make So that's how I kind of made things interesting for myself. You know, just to see things in motion, equations in motion. That used to keep me going every time whenever I used to see it.
Wow. Yeah.
I guess I like a lot. There's a huge kind of thing because I still remember. I mean, like PC used to be a very fancy thing when we used to be kids, right?
Yes. Yeah, we only had it in school.
Yeah, exactly. It was beyond our thing. But luckily, my dad was. I mean, I don't know what. I was not that enthusiastic at that point of time. But my dad decided to buy a PC for our home, a personal computer.
Yeah.
And believe me, it was a 486 machine, not even Pentium. 486. It had 540 MB of hard disk, as far as I remember, 64 MB of RAM, a color monitor. Nevertheless, that was a color monitor. And what all I used to do was to play games in that PC for 1 year. What I did, I used to play games. That's it. Nothing else. Pac-Man, Prince of Persia, whatever I used to get. Then one fine day, one of my friend came back from.
Yeah.
Yes. So one fine day, one of my friend came down to my house. That he was having some trouble with QBasic programming. He wanted to see whether he could get the same result out from using my PC. And I saw him. I said, "What the heck? This guy is coming and using my PC. He's programming in my PC. What the hell am I doing?" I'm just kind of sitting there and playing games, and that's it. That was another point. I mean, I kind of triggered that, like I should better do something about it rather than sit and play games on PC. And I used to watch a lot of sci-fi movies as well. So whenever I used to see the hero writing few lines of code, which I know is now like just total rubbish, what was going on, but it used to inspire me. Like, I'd be doing the same thing as well. I should open my PC.
It's like Bollywood heroes playing the electric guitar in the open field.
Exactly. And maybe kind of having a Manstein like solo going in the background and trying to play that. I mean, like the Bollywood guys, whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, so that's how. Hello. Can you hear me, right?
I can hear you fine. Go on.
Yeah, my video got stuck anyways. I cannot yeah. So that's how everything started. Then along came engineering time. You must be well aware of that period of our lives, the point when we were about to leave. Yeah, because West Bengal didn't really. I don't know. I mean, like I need to see more of India, rather than just staying at one place. So I decided, I'll skip the West, because I remember the West Bengal joint entrance was just a day apart from the Karnataka CET at that point.
Yes, that's right.
So
you have to skip the last paper. I skipped the last paper. The paper I skipped.
Yeah. So I also did the same thing. I skipped the whole thing, itself, and I just skip the whole thing. Because let's see, life. You cannot really I mean, like I was quite sure I wouldn't be able to crack the West Bengal joint entrance exam. So anyway, but that was another. But anyway, so I appeared for the Karnataka CET, and that's how everything kind of worked out. Like luckily I got a rank, and then I got a good college, and then came the hardest part. The 4 years of engineering, what to do. So that's the main thing. Things can go so many directions from in that 4 years of time.
You're on your own for the first time, and
So I mean, there also, I mean, it was a long 4 years, definitely, and really we didn't learn anything fascinating. Nothing, to be honest. I mean, looking back 4 years, apart from meeting some great friends, having very good time. I mean,
survival skills in the rocks.
Exactly, and learning all sort of like survival strategies, and play a lot of music, travel a lot of places, travel a lot of colleges. You must be knowing this very well as well, because we also met up in our college. Played together as well. We jammed on stage as well. You had a live show. So I mean, like, so I thought, rather than going into straight away into job, because at that point of time, Infosys, TCS, and all these companies were coming into our campuses. And the best part was there was no interview, just write an exam, an aptitude test, and if you pass that exam, you are in. So it was that simple. Those were the days, golden days. Yeah, so it was that simple. I thought to myself that, I haven't learned anything worthwhile here. And now I'll be going and joining a software company. Yeah. So I kind of chucked the idea again, just like West Bengal joined. I chucked the idea. I didn't appear for any of the company exams. I just kind of let it go. And I was looking forward to finish my master's in one of the subjects, like lethal signal processing, what I'm right now working on. And I did my application to King's College London, Imperial College London, and many more other, because I was keen on moving to UK because of all the, Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Maiden, and Led Zeppelin, and Beatles, and and many Rolling Stones. Come on, man! Like, it's a birthplace of rock and roll. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it's the UK, the mothership. Yeah.
The mothership. Yeah. So yeah, I was looking forward to, I was, the UK was a place where I would be at that point of
Interesting.
time. Exactly. So yeah, so I started applying, and luckily I got into King's College, London, and also I got through Imperial College as well, but I was not getting DSP over there. There was no DSP, so I chose King's College instead uh, to pursue my masters. And yeah, 1.5 years just went past like that. I mean, a lot of stories. If I start telling stories now, I mean, we won't be really. I mean, we will be having. I have to like kind of. I
So,
mean, we also met up over there. You remember? I mean, like, you came up with your boss, and we were kind of hanging around together
yes,
near the Heathrow
yes.
Airport. Yeah, terminal. So
Yeah, that was
yeah,
Heathrow.
Heathrow.
Yes.
Yeah, near Heathrow. So yeah, that's how everything kind of. So there also kind of I used to play in a professional rock band, a punk rock band,
Yes. I
and I
remember the name, Ronnie. Yeah.
Accidental Angels, yeah. And there hasn't been any club, pub, or anywhere else, like, like in London, especially in London, in and around Leicester Square, Piccadilly Circus, that I haven't played. I've played everywhere, in every club, in every pub, and every night almost. Yeah. So you must be wondering, what the hell were you doing? You were doing masters in King's College, London, and you were playing every night in every. Because the thing is, yeah, the masters was kind of not that tough to me. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was even again, I would say like nothing learned worthwhile over there. Sorry. I mean, if any
You
King's
were
College.
busy. You were busy being the master of puppets.
Yeah, maybe that's what I actually thought. After I left, after I finished my masters, then people started to moving to PhD. That was general course, because once you get into masters, that means everything would go to PhD, and then generally stay back in London or wherever you can, wherever you finish. That would have been, but I chose, like kind of not to, again, just go against
Yeah.
the flow. So I kind of kept look. So I thought, like, so UK was getting over, my visa was getting over, so I came back to Kolkata, to my roots, and I started looking for jobs in around India as well as abroad as well, in US, UK, wherever I can. But but suddenly I got to this company called Creamware GmbH. It's a German company, and I applied for that company. They used to make. They're still in action as well. They used to make synthesizers and keyboards and all these things for musicians. And they had this unit in Trivandrum, another office at Trivandrum, where they were recruiting people. So it was easy enough for me. I was a DSP background, and it was a real match, and I got into the job as well for Trivandrum. So 1 year, maybe less, because it was a really nice job. I really learned so many things. I had, even over there, also had so much fun. One of my friend is watching right now, Dilip. A big shout out to Dilip. Hi, Dilip. I don't know if you can listen on Dilip Gem. Yeah, that's what his ID is. So we used to also fool around there as well, So, and over there, really, I learned so many things. I mean, like, it was an experience on its own, the learning curve over there. And also working with the German guys, it also kind of gave me it taught me a lot of real values of, work ethics as well.
Did you connect over Ramstein?
Yeah, we did. Definitely. I mean, with German bosses, I mean, see, wherever to be honest, wherever I have been, Dilip saying, hey. So wherever I have been, luckily I have been touched with people, with whom I used to share a similar view. It never used to feel like a workplace. Never. Even King's College never felt like a college to me. Never. I mean, because that's how, maybe I was lucky. Maybe I was lucky. So yeah, herein I've got a boss, who has immense experience in DSP line products and everything, with highly technological involvements. And here I'm speaking with him all the rock songs and whatever, we boys talk about. So that's what boys talking. So that's what we used to do after, work or in between work, whenever we used to hang around together. And and at one point of time, I got bored of Trivandrum. I don't know, maybe some other reasons. And I thought to myself, I shouldn't be working. I should be working for someone, for so long. it's not me. It's not me. I cannot work for someone for so long. And yeah, and then I decided to finally take the leap of faith, kind of to start my own thing. And many factors kind of worked in there, because I was young. I was like 23, 24 years old when I started on my own. When I left the job, that's the point basically when people start the job, their work life. Then wherein I chose the other way. And the point being, because I thought to myself, the business I'm interested in right now, what I'm doing right now, electronics, would take me, because realistically it would have taken me a lot of time to be on the right path in the business, or to see the growth in the business. So generally I have to give some time. So if I don't start now, and if I start planning, if I don't start planning now, if I don't start now, and if I keep it for, like say for the age of 35, 36, by that point of time, I might have a family, and the risk would be way, way bigger than what it would have been then. So I kind of left the job. I came back to Kolkata. I told my parent, I told my girlfriend, everybody was gutted. Everybody was gutted. Trust me. I mean, like, I could see in their face.
Everybody was shocked.
Yeah, gutted. Yeah. I mean, like, what the hell? I mean, you left the job and you came back, such a nice job, a German job in German company, and there's a girlfriend. She's waiting to be getting married to you in a few years and everything, and just left everything and came back, to start something on your own. Having said that, my dad is also in business, and it would have been very easy for me to get into his business and, carry the same thing. But I didn't do that as well. So I kind of told them that I want to do. Also, to be honest, at that point of time, I had nothing. I had a clear vision of what I wanted to do, but I have no idea about the market in India. And it was kind of a silly thing to do as well for me. Now, when I look back, maybe I was spared because I started so early. I mean, my mistakes were spared, I guess.
It was silly, maybe, in the traditional sense of the word.
Yeah, I mean, having no idea of the market, come on.
At that time.
Yes.
Now that you look back, it's never the perfect leap. It's just somehow you leap into the water.
Exactly, and you learn to swim somehow. Somehow you hold on to a branch or something which is floating around. So I mean, like, I mean, like, it was silly for me to start off with, but slowly when I started working, I understood, what it took to be into an industry. And I started off with making control systems, dials, basically measuring dials, okay, like tension, machine. These are all to do with control systems. Yeah, on the temperature indicator, temperature controller, timer controller. So I started learning things. I started learning making things, and that's how I got started. But then when I entered the market, I saw there are n number of people just like me doing the same thing. And again, I was kind of taken aback, because it was really something new for me, doing business in electronics as well. So then I thought to myself, like, this way, I'm not going to do anything in my life. I have to give something special in order to receive something special. And the only thing I knew was music, like the back of my hand, because I've been trained from the age of 6 years, I guess. 6 years, yeah. Correct. So I was training from where I learned music, and I played music, and and I thought of making musical gadgets. That's what I used to do in the German company. I used to make synthesizers, but I was not interested in making synthesizers again, not copying their technology. So I took something around 5 to 6 years, long period of time, to make my own libraries, to make my own hardware, to make all middleware, software, interface, everything. And that was just there's a preparation time. Then there was, again, the product had to come out in the market. It had to go to people. I had to meet musicians. I had met many musicians at that point of time. Many musicians.
And this is the story of how Fusion Audio Pro came into being?
Yes, exactly. Because Fusion Pro Audio was generally, I mean, like, it was the first brainchild, where we thought like we would be making, making musicians' life easier by making cheaper and clever gadgets for them.
Yeah.
And that's how it started, basically. That's how we started, and that's how we got noticed. I mean, right now in the field, in the industry, what we are working, the industry is same, but the product is totally different. The product focus is totally different, but the industry is same. Luckily, I got noticed. I met many great musicians, including, Bengali rock bands, Lokhi Chara, bass guitarist, then Amit Dotto, then Tukida. I shouldn't forget Tukida. Tukida used to praise our product a lot. Then then Alanau from Fossils, he used to kind of rave about our product as well. Alanau from Fossils.
The sponsored Fender sponsored guitarist.
He's
hooked up with Eric Johnson and people like that. And
yes. I mean, definitely. Then I also I also went to meet Amita as well. Amita, then Shumit Ramachandran. And and last of all, not least, A. Rahman as well. So we had a personal meeting with him. Yeah, so that was a great experience. Yeah, that was a great experience for me. I mean, that was a crazy day. I remember this guy in Chennai. So he actually noticed. He was the first one to notice me that this guy is working in India and he's making something different altogether.
Yeah.
So I had been in touch with him for a while. At that point of time. So he called me up and he said me like, "Hey, there is something come up, And I was like, "What?" Like Rahman, he was telling me, they was talking on the phone in the morning. I was like, A. Rahman is in your city. He will be playing tonight in Salt Lake Stadium, and he wants to have a meeting with you. I went, what the hell? Why does he want to have a meeting with me? And he has some plans. And I'm fine. So he just told me like, here is his manager's number. Call him up and set up a time. I was like, fine, give me his number. I'll call him up. So I called him up straight away, picked up, and he knows me very well. I mean, like the manager, A. Rahman's manager. So he knows my name. I was like, yeah, Ronnie, we know. We were expecting your call. I was like, wow, fine. So when is the meeting? I was like, he was like at the 11 o'clock at night. I was in this thing. What's the hotel name? So right next to the stadium, Hyatt. Yeah. So 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock night at Hyatt. I met A. Rahman in his own suite. He was there, and I was talking to him, just like two buddies having chat. And you know straight away what he said after he heard my profile and everything. You won't believe that. He told me like, I wanted to be like just like you, what you do.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a like hair raising moment for me, because I wanted to just be like him, like a music director or something like that, and he wants to be just like me, and it's unbelievable. The story is still unbelievable to so many people. They won't believe me. Trust me. So, and after that also we kind of kept in touch for a while, but then somehow things didn't work out, because he's a very busy man, very, very busy man.
The massive thing about this story is that even after you and I being so close,
Yes, exactly.
It happened.
It happened, exactly. Even my wife told me like, where is the selfie? I was like, selfie? I didn't cross my mind to take a selfie with him. I was just with a meeting with him. Maybe I'll meet him some other day as well. Who knows? I'll take a selfie then.
Man. And I know this thing about A. Rahman, about trying out new technologies.
Man, he's crazy. He's crazy.
New instruments, new technologies,
So that's how kind of I got into the industry. People started noticing me, and then came along, orders. Then I'm actually right now I'm in a partnership with another company in Pune. So we are in contract. So basically we are a technological and product provider for their line of products. And it's been marketed. Yeah, it's been marketed all over India, and we are also. That's what I was talking about. We were also looking to branch out to Europe. We already have Europe contacts as well, and China as well. So that's what we are looking right now. So
could you give us an idea on the suite of products or the application?
We make speaker management systems. Say say any like live performance, right? It's been conducted in a hall, or in an amphitheater or wherever it is. So all these places, they have their own sound characteristics, right? They have their own echo, own reverb, own kind of essentials, all these venues, wherever the shows are held. And whenever you play speakers for a live show, say a rock band is coming in, say Iron Maiden is coming in, they want to play in Nuzul Moncho. Okay, now you have to set up speakers for them. And Iron Maiden, so that's where in our machine comes in with the speakers. We make DSP products, basically. So these are generally hardware with all ICs placed in. Everything is programmed. You will see all kinds of lights, and you can also interface with the software as well. So you can basically control the environment and also the sound characteristics, the sound response, the final response of the whole system. I don't know if I am able to make any sense or not. So basically, to neutralize, say you went into a venue and you speak, right? You definitely hear a reverb, right? Reverb. Now this machine, in layman's term, just to make you understand, this machine, what we make, it has the ability to neutralize that reverb effect.
Nice.
Got it, right?
So it's picking up the feedback and it's handling.
Yes, handling is also apart from that, you're also kind of changing the sound, modify. Say if a rock band is playing, you know what you do. Mids will go low, highs will go high. Need a really tight punch bass and all these things. So all these things. So these things, whatever you set. So this you use our machines and everything. This is one of the application. Another application, people love to play loud in live venues, and our products kind of gives them a feature of protecting their speakers from blowing out from heat.
Right. Very important.
Okay. Very important, because people spend lakhs of rupees, on buying good speakers, and you don't want a lakh rupee speaker blowing up just so that like kind of somebody shrieking on the microphone from your player. So so you want to prevent that thing happening.
That makes good rock video content,
Yes.
literally.
Literally. So initially we started off with guitar gadgets and everything, like guitar processors, but but anyways, now we have shifted totally into professional audio domain, like where we make tools for sound engineers.
So typically the sound engineer would be from
using
the band
our tools.
itself. Would have a touring sound engineer.
Touring sound equipment. So the main equipment would be ours, from where he'll be controlling all the feedbacks and everything.
Right.
So that's what we are right now into, because this is where we can beat any country, I feel like, because the thing is, if you look into this pro audio technology game, so there are all the multinationals working, and you need a huge team to work, to pull off a product like this. I mean, you need a software department, you need a hardware department, you need a middleware department, you need a chassis, because we also make the chassis and we make everything, right? We make a finished product, unlike we don't supply spare parts. So so basically, all these companies are multinational, so their overheads are really massive overheads on their operational costs and everything. So their product comes up to be really costly. Wherein operating from India, and I'm the only guy, plus I have my employees to help me out in here. And we come up with really good technologies which can really kind of compete with these European guys and Chinese. China is nowhere in the question with us, so we can leave it out. So European guys and all, they're kind of noticing us right now. They're also noticing us right now.
That's so revealing to hear. And just to add in, just to throw in a point there, now it's all home-based studio production. So big bands are now playing and producing their music remotely and throwing out there. Right? I was just following Sammy Hagar, ex Def Leppard, and this guy Van Halen, Sammy Hagar, and Crowded House, and all of these guys are now remotely producing through their home studio setup. That brings in a new frontier.
Of course. Yeah, for our products, it's the same product can be also been used in studio as well. Our products, the same product, the one which we mentioned, speaker management system, is the same thing. You can basically condition your studio. You can basically, in order to, whenever you are mixing and mastering, you need to flatten the studio voice, the studio environment, the studio response. So that's what our products do. So that's in where also we also kind of have the application, and also musicians use our kind of DSP units for their, as in their toolbox. They use it in there as a tool to neutralize the sound.
Wow, this for me has been quite a geek trip, and I love, and we have these discussions. Just wanted to change gears a little bit and talk about other stuff, because the fun thing which I pointed out very early on is all of this seemed like play when I was seeing you and pick up your interests and go about it. It just seemed like play. It never seemed like, you put your glasses on, go to a corner and take out massive textbooks and study. Although I bet you might be doing a lot of that, but on the surface,
I still study. I still study a lot. Yeah, I do. It's just internally out of passion. I don't know why. Yeah. So
that's immense. I think that answers a lot of self-development questions in this changing world. Why one should.
Everybody should. Everybody should.
Yeah.
In Bengali, we had a word called jhaliye newa. Like, our mothers used to say, jhaliye ne. So basically, it's revision. It's not revision also. I mean, it's kind of cycling. Okay. Cycling, swimming, whatever you can say, swimming especially. So you need to dip yourself some more often in water in order to, kind of keep up the pace of your swimming. So something like that. Anyways. So
talk a bit. It's equally interesting part, which I know the others might miss out on your hobbies. I just definitely wanted you to touch about your photography, although without a visual medium here.
Right now I guess you're back. You're back. I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah. I was always there on my screen. I was talking to myself, and
I could imagine. Yeah. Good. Yeah, that I'm back. Yeah. So so hobbies. Yeah. I mean,
talk about your photography.
Oh, photography. Yeah, photography. Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, the photography gave me a lot of confidence as well. I mean, photography. It's one of my recent hobbies. Photography, to be honest, or wherever I can in exhibitions. It was street photography, and I used to always imagine, how tough it would have been just to point a camera right in front of a face of a person, and arrange your frame accordingly at that point of time. It must be very embarrassing. It must be very frightening at the same point of time, and also it might be very thrilling. That thrill would come after you get the shot. That's the thrilling part. Yeah. That's the thrill. And person unknown, you are just pointing a camera at his face, and the whole thought of this kind of I don't know, it kind of, I mean, it excited me to jump into the whole street photography thing. So it was crazy, and I mean, right now it's not possible, but had it been not a sea time, I would have been, with the given weather in Kolkata right now, I would have been outside clicking photographs right now, but it's not possible. Exactly. This is the best season. It's the best, and you can walk miles, because I used to walk a lot, because street photography requires a lot of walking as well. And I used to walk a lot. I used to walk from almost 11 kilometers from Shambazar to Maidan station, through Chitpur, through all the old lanes, from everywhere. The place I stay in Shambazar, so through all the old lanes and everything. And so it's one of the gold. It's one of the daring hobby which I took in recent times, because it requires a lot of. I mean, to be honest, the first half an hour of is really scary. First half an hour of the street photography session, because that's the time you get warm up. You get warm up to get the courage. You gather all your courage to point the camera at a person, somebody else's face. So that's
not
how
at
it
a
is for
bird,
me.
not at a flower, but an actual human being.
An actual person, a human being. Yeah, a human being. And you cannot basically hide away when you're doing street photography. You will be out there. People will be seeing you doing your thing. So yeah, it kind of gave me another dimension to my, attitude as well. Street photography, definitely. Whatever, I mean, I'm really lucky to encounter all these hobbies in my life, which has really kind of helped me to, break my misunderstandings, maybe, or maybe,
Your
to grow
paradigm,
myself.
expanded your paradigm. Yeah.
Yes, yes. It's also helped me to grow as well, because it has kind of removed the fear of speaking to somebody unknown. Whatever. I'm kind of a bit introvert as a person. So it helped me a lot to reach out to people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And even
So
that requires a fair bit of studying, because I know
studying,
even
definitely.
you being you,
Yeah.
yeah, you would
Yeah.
not
I
be
do.
just
I
on
do.
the
I do.
surface.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do. It's crazy. Every time it just happens. I don't know. I shouldn't be telling. I mean, like, even if the cooking as well, I kind of study a lot of chemical reaction. Like, why am I putting this and this? Like, what the hell would happen if I put this instead of baking powder? If I put baking soda, what will happen? It never. I mean, like, it never crossed my mind 2 years back, but now it does. Yeah. So since I'm doing cooking, since I'm into cooking right now nowadays. Yeah.
So
So
your kitchen is like you're the Dexter. Dexter's laboratory.
yes. All similar, quite similar. So yeah, I mean, like, so these, I mean, hobbies, and one of my main hobbies is definitely, you must be, I mean, you must be knowing music. Yeah, playing guitar.
Yeah.
So that has been, so that's one of my, I mean, I cannot live without it, to be honest. And it's everything to my profession as well. It's all intertwined, basically, my profession
Yeah,
and my
and
musician.
one of the objectives of this, I mean, the main objective of this podcast is trying to connect the dots on how your imaginations and beliefs shape your current reality. And you can
Yeah.
clearly see how your passion for music has ultimately meeting A.R. Rahman. That's the ultimate till now. I mean, one day you'll be playing with him or doing his sound for him, I'm sure. But till now, the highlight to me was meeting A.R. Rahman in that room. Now, if you look back, it's not an accident. It's these connecting of these small little vectors that has led to this day. That's just
It has to be like that only. I mean, like, otherwise it's no way it's possible. Right now, when I look back, so, and also I would, that's the thing. I mean, like, all these people whom I have already met, these people, I mean, I used to see them on newspaper, but they're so into their profession. They keep in touch. They try to keep in touch. They try to exchange ideas and everything. So yeah, it's unlike, I mean, to coming from a celebrity like Rahman, trying to do something new as well from his end. It really excites us as well. So that means there is faith enough in this world to carry on. There's nothing to give up. There's no reason to give up.
Accident. And speaking of Tukida, I was in Goa. I made a small personal trip to Goa last month. And I happened to be in one of the final nights before I was leaving. A friend of a friend invited me to an ex-crosswinds guy who happened to live in Goa with his wife and his dog.
Wow.
So
It turned out to be Tukida.
He's friends with Tukida, Anirban
Okay. Sorry.
Big long hair. Now he's into advertisement. Very nice guy. And I mean, I was trying to seduce him into playing. Okay. But he's such do everything. Okay. But he would not get moving. So what big deal? You know me, I'm unabashed. I went ahead, picked up the guitar and started playing Collective Soul because that's all I know. It's an interesting tune that, that Collective Soul episode brought us together, man. It's still
It's still whenever I hear the song or listen or look at that video,
music@highplaces.com.
music@highplaces.com, definitely. So yeah, I mean, it was